Okay, if you can think back to when you entered the congregation, and why did you enter the congregation, do you think?
I had these sisters, Cabrini sisters, in elementary school, and I always loved them, and I was always up there helping them. And I thought someday I'm going to become one of them. And so after I entered high school, I became a Cabrini sister.
And why did you become a Cabrini sister, do you think?
Because I love them. I love the way they did things. I love their spirit. They used to be real friendly with the kids, with our parents. They were wonderful. That's why.
Did you know anything about Mother Cabrini's charism, about the life you would be entering at that time?
I knew a lot about Mother Cabrini because she was canonized when I was in kindergarten. Yeah. So I knew about Mother Cabrini. We learned about her in school. We learned everything about her in school. Yes.
And now, you've been a sister for these many years. How do you feel about the charism now?
I feel wonderful about the charism. You know, it was part of me for so long, and now that I'm here, there's a lot of the sisters here, and we talk about Cabrini and different things. So it's very much a part of me.
And how was it a part of your life as an educator, for instance?
I was in different places, and I always talked about Cabrini as being in that place at some time. And I taught in Highland, New York. I taught in Philadelphia. And it was all part of my life with Cabrini. And I was able to talk about Cabrini.
What would you tell people? What did you tell people about Mother Cabrini?
That she came and visited many places. She was anxious to help the poor. She was anxious to get to know people. And she was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I went to that school there, and so she had been there. I was very excited about Cabrini, and I wanted more people to know about her.
And you told me that later you got to serve at the Cabrini Shrine in Denver.
The shrine was located up in the mountains, and so you needed a good car or healthy legs. That was your choice to walk up the mountain. It was every bit of 2.5 miles up. And the gift shop and different things was at the base. And then you could climb 200 stairs and get up to the top of the mountain. And there was Mother Cabrini up on the top.
In your religious life, you lived in community, I believe. Can you tell me about what it's like to live in community?
Yeah, it's a real challenge. Yeah. To live in community, you're living with other people and you're all sharing your life together. And so it depends on what you're doing. In Denver, we did a lot of talking about Mother Cabrini and the fact that she was there and the fact that she did climb the top of the mountain and was up there. We talked a lot about Cabrini. School kids came and we talked about her life in one of the conference rooms. So the work was really to talk about Mother Cabrini.
How do you feel? Do you feel that you're in her presence when you're in these places? What do you?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
When you're there, it's very obvious that Mother Cabrini also visited those places. She was in Scranton and visited there. She was out in Denver and visited there and was up at the mountain many times. And we frequently climbed the mountain. We were at the top of the mountain as well. You feel like you're close to Cabrini, that you're talking with her. You feel very, very close to Cabrini, very close.
And so a lot of the sisters have been able to tell me, there was one thing in my life as a sister that I remember that changed my life or that touched my heart. Was there something like that for you?
Yeah, I would say being able to climb the mountain and being on top and praying to Mother Cabrini up there touched me very deeply. I knew that when I was up there and praying to Cabrini, that was where God wanted me to be, that I was to be a Cabrini sister. And so I was very close to Cabrini there.
Do you have a ministry today? Do you feel you have a ministry here?
Oh, yes. Yeah. There's a lot of sisters here. There's some of our own, there's some of the others. And yeah, there's 4 of us that sit at a table and we talk about Cabrini and different things she did. She's very real to me as I explain her to the other 3 sisters. Yeah, they're not our community, so they're very happy to hear about her. Yeah.
You mentioned your role as a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Could you tell me about the time in Highland Falls when you were teaching?
Yes, I started teaching the 3rd grade, and I ended up teaching the 8th grade and being principal. I moved right along with some of the students. I loved teaching. I absolutely loved it. And I would have stayed with it except that they had asked me then to be a principal, and I was principal for a while, both in Highland, New York, and Brooklyn, New York, and it was quite the experience.
How would you explain your life as a religious to a woman who was considering serving that way?
Well, I would ask her, what is it that she thinks is drawing her to it? You know, why does she want to become a sister? What is it that she saw in sisters that she liked? And I would talk about that and see what it was that she really liked. I would tell her to think hard, really think hard, pray hard, look at it, and make your choices. I mean, there's a lot of choices out there. You could become different sisters, you know, but why is it that you want to become a Cabrini? What makes you choose this order? And I don't mean disorder, but I mean, what makes them choose it? I mean, I just loved the Cabrini sisters. I was always down there, even in high school, helping them.
Sister, you were an easy one. You answered all the questions. You were great.
Good.
I loved it. That was easy.